Welcome to the fourth episode of the On a Yellow podcast. I think it is, right? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely had a third episode.
We definitely had a third episode. I had to put my trim gain on or off. It was like at 12. That's why it was so loud. So sorry for the viewers of that being really loud. But welcome to the episode 3.5, episode 4. I definitely didn't not record our last episode. But oh well. So this episode is called Climbing the Table. And it was kind of ironic because we had Jean-Philippe Mateta as our player that we featured. And of course, they lost.
I mean, commentator's curse kind of thing. Cover curse.
Cover curse. Are we going to have that now?
I don't know. Hopefully not, because he's a good player.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully not. But you never know, right? So Crystal Palace. Like we said, they finally lost. They're no longer undefeated because of a almost devastating fashion. Jack Grealish scored in the 93rd minute.
Jack, he's really come to life at Everton, and I think just the fluidity and the freedom is really helping him out.
Yeah, I think he was a bit stuck in Guardiola's system. He didn't really fit in that system. That system kind of is very robotic. Everything is taught with a T. Everything has to happen. You have to be here. You have to pass here. It's a really robotic system, kind of a fluid system. And it doesn't allow for a lot of flashiness, a lot of difference in the game. And I feel like Grealish really needed. I mean, we've talked about it in other episodes. I think Grealish really flourished. Well, you saw him in Aston Villa. He did really well for them. He was the captain for them. And now he's kind of coming back to that Grealish role, the Grealish of old. That was his first goal, the first Prem goal for Everton. And he's accompanied that with 4 assists, I believe. So really good start to the season for Jack Grealish. Way better than it was when he was on Man City. And I feel like we're kind of seeing a Jack Grealish resurgence.
I mean, ever since that infamous video of him after the treble win,
yeah,
I think he's finally found himself a good home. He's won all the trophies, so now he can go back to playing for passion and maybe a bit more.
Exactly. So and I think that passion's coming back. You see, he's really good. What's Everton Stadium again?
The Hill Dickinson Stadium.
The Hill Dickinson
brand
Stadium.
New building. Yeah,
it's a brand new stadium, beautiful stadium. And well, he's shown the Everton fans that he's there to stay. And I mean, I think it's a really good signing. So they signed him, right?
I'm pretty sure it's just a loan.
Just a loan. Well, they might sign him because I don't know Jack Grealish wants to go back to Man City because I feel like he's not free there. He's not free to be the guy that he wants to be, the player that goes around, goes around little 1-2s with people and kind of shows class and finesse and all that stuff versus a really robotic, structured system that values a lot of robotic type players like a Haaland, where it's like you just run onto the ball, score, right?
Erling Haaland is also, he's a fantastic footballer.
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters what system he's in. He's going to score goals. So
he has a knack for getting it into the net. And I mean, it's seen this year. He's second in all of Europe for the most goals right now for the Golden Boot, below yours truly, Harry Kane.
The
GOAT. Harry Kane has been absolutely insane this season. He has 11 goals in the Bundesliga and 4 goals in the Champions League. He's really shown that he can score. And obviously, I think it might be another Golden Boot for him.
I mean, and then there's another player who's just having a fantastic start to life this season. Semenyo.
Bournemouth. Yes.
In 7 matches, his 6 goals and 3 assists.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody saw that one coming before the season.
No.
I knew he was a good player, but
yeah,
he's just playing possessed at the moment.
he's playing out of his mind right now. He is absolutely playing out of his mind. And like honestly, like I don't know like what to say about Semenya, because obviously he kind of came out of nowhere. Because last season he was good. Like he was a Prem player, obviously, but he wasn't like viewed as being the best player in the Prem. And arguably he's one of the best players in the Prem right now, form wise. You know, like Bournemouth right now sits fourth in the league. Do you think it's a possible Bournemouth in Europe situation? Or do you think it's too early to tell?
Well, I think at this stage, maybe a little bit too early.
Mm-hmm.
But, when any team has a start like this,
Yeah.
it's hard to see them fall out of that form so much so that they can't even get like a Conference League spot.
Yeah.
And they're in a Champions League spot right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they've beat good teams.
Yeah, they have.
They've got wins over, I'm pretty sure, who I don't remember exactly, but
Well, they have 4 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss this season, which equates to around 14 points, which puts them fourth in the league, like we said. I don't know about you, but I don't think they're going to get Champions League football. But I do think they might get Europe this season.
yeah, it might be another Nottingham Forest situation.
Yeah, doing
where-
really
where
well.
They were top 4 like all season long,
Mm-hmm.
and then right at the end of the season they fall out and get that Europa League spot instead.
I think that's just with the caliber of players. I think the teams with the really good players and the teams that consistently make that top 4, they consistently show that right till the end of the season. They don't drop off like the other teams do. Because obviously, as the Notts Forest, for example, they were sitting like mid-table the season prior, right? So obviously, yes, they're fighting, but when you're mid-table and you're securing mid-table, obviously you're not going to fight till the end as hard, because you have, it's not like you're going for Europe, nor are you getting relegated. So you're very content in that situation. It's like a Crystal Palace, right? But I think now that their Bournemouth is fourth, it kind of gives that fire. We talk about the teams, like especially teams that haven't done that in a while or haven't been in that position. It gives them that fire to get there, because they're like, you know what, we are in this position and we deserve to be here, right? And they want to show that they deserve to be here. So as a result, they play above their weight. They start playing really well, and I think that would be carried by Semenyo, because Semenyo, he has 6 goals and 3 assists this season already, and he's a winger. And he had the most touches in the box during the game against Fulham, where they won 3-1, and he scored a brace. He had 10 touches in the box, and that is vital, especially for a winger, because sometimes wingers, what they do is they stay far to that left side or that right side, and they don't cut in. But this is showing that he has a knack for goal, and he wants to score. He's bringing that initiative onto the team, and he wants them to succeed.
Well, they're a great team, terrible stadium.
Yes.
They have one of the smallest stadiums. Probably the smallest stadium in the Premier League.
Yeah.
It was only challenged by Luton Town when they were in the Premier League. And I'm pretty sure even MK Dons has a bigger stadium than Bournemouth.
Yeah. MK Dons is a little bit of a situation where, they got new owners who changed the club, obviously, from AFC Wimbledon or Wimbledon FC or whatever to MK Dons, and put a lot of money into that stadium, and they barely fill it, though. So,
and then if we look one spot above Bournemouth in the table, you get Tottenham.
Yep.
Who have a massive stadium, very opposite.
Tottenham Stadium is absolutely huge.
I mean, they're another team where I'm not sure if they stay Champions League all season.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, last season they barely avoided relegation. Though they have a good team.
Yep.
It might be another team that falters out towards the end of the season, still gets Europa League maybe.
Yeah.
But, it pains me to see Mohamed Kudus get a goal and an assist against Leeds.
Is that bittersweet, or is that just like not
Just
happy
bitter.
at all? Just bitter.
There's no sweet.
No
to
sweet in that whole thing.
It. No.
So what's your thoughts on the Mohamed Kudus move from your beloved West Ham to Tottenham?
Well, he went to our biggest rival currently, so there's no love left in that relationship.
It's kind of like a Schmeichel going from
you can't
United
really blame
to City.
him too much.
Yep.
because it's not only up to him; it's also up to the ownership and management on that. But it's just we haven't done transfers with Tottenham
Yeah.
for a certain reason, and then
Yeah.
you send probably our most talented player technically to Tottenham. It's just it's not something the fans want to see.
Yeah.
And when you hear that they're interested in Lucas Paqueta earlier this summer, that was it was like surely they can't do it twice in a row.
Yeah.
And thank goodness they didn't.
Well, Paqueta completely clearly talked about that and said, I am West Ham through and through. I play for the badge, and he's not going to join one of their rivals. Like I said before, it was kind of a situation like a Schmeichel going from United to play for City, right? There's these bitter rivals, or Carlos Tevez, for example. Obviously, you just don't play for your rival team. Like, you just don't go and play for them.
Well, I mean, we do have a little bit of a history.
Yep.
Sending players to other London clubs.
Yep.
Especially with Declan Rice.
Oh.
For a lot of money, to be fair. But then he scores on us on the weekend.
Yeah.
Arsenal beats us 2-0. It's, it always hurts when a player that you developed, especially like a Declan Rice who came through the academy, who was with the team for so long, leaves. Yeah, he gives you a big gift in money by getting the transfer. But then, seeing him score against you and take points away from you, it's very painful every time.
Yeah, it must be. Like, honestly, well, I mean, Tevez is a big example for me as a Man United fan. Obviously going from United to City, and I see that, and I'm like, that was not great.
Well, he also played at West Ham.
Arguably West Ham legend.
Well, we could say that.
I remember
I used him on my FUT team that's only West Ham players. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I used it for mine too, but that's a guilty thing though, because obviously he played for City, and you just don't do that, right? But yeah, no, I think Kudus, he could have stayed at West Ham. Do you think that if Kudus stayed at West Ham, that he would have been a big key player for you? I mean, obviously he was a key player for you last season, but do you think now under the new
good last season?
Do you think
like 3 goal contributions all season?
Wow.
And I think that's a reason why he left.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very clear he didn't really want to play here anymore.
Yeah.
But he could have gone anywhere but Tottenham.
Yeah, like honestly, like he was very good. Where did he come from? Like,
we got him from Ajax.
Okay, yeah, because he was an Ajax baller, I remember. Brought up in the Ajax system. Obviously, Ajax is known for producing a lot of young talent and playing them. And he was a very good young talent. Yeah, I remember that. And then he moved to West Ham. Did okay, but...
Well, he had a good first season.
Yeah, his first season was really good.
His second season was
bleak.
And it led to his transfer.
Do you think his transfer was in part with how he played, like on the pitch, and his abilities, like his like stats or whatever, or was it more of a manager Potter didn't like him?
Well, I think Potter, would have liked to keep him.
Yeah,
but he just he didn't have any signs that he wanted to keep playing for West Ham at any level.
Yeah.
Do
you think he wanted to be playing for almost a better, higher market team to kind of market himself and show that he's better than a West Ham kind of player?
I don't think it was necessarily about, making his name bigger.
Yeah.
I think it was just, finding a new start somewhere.
I see.
I don't think he was in spite of West Ham in any way, even though, well, now maybe he is because the fans hate him.
Yeah.
But, before he was beloved, and people loved his stool celebration where he just sits on the stool after scoring.
Yeah.
I know he brings that out for Tottenham. He was a bit of a cult hero in the first season.
Yeah.
And then the second season he was really disappointing. So a lot of people weren't disappointed to see him go until they saw where he was going.
Yeah.
And maybe we could have got more but the season that he came off of really like wrecked his transfer value.
Yeah. So with that being said, what are your thoughts with Nuno's first couple of games in charge? Obviously taking over from the abysmal dim start of Graham Potter.
Well, it was a big draw
Yep.
against Everton.
Mm-hmm.
First ever goal at the Hill Dickinson Stadium,
There you go.
scored by an away team. But the second game against Arsenal, I don't think anyone was ever chalking that one up to possibly be a win.
Yeah, it was more of a kind of
It was just,
David versus Goliath moment that David didn't win.
Maybe to see how capable he is, how close of a game he could make.
Yeah.
But I can't really mark him too much.
Yeah.
After the first two.
Yep.
They were tough games. I mean, it's a good result to get a draw against Everton for sure. And I think he's going to be a manager that uses youth more than Graham Potter.
Mm-hmm.
And that was seen, Callum Marshall.
Yep.
He finally got on the bench
There you go.
under Nuno.
Mm-hmm.
He never was on the bench under any of the other managers in the past couple of years.
Yep.
And then he came on against Arsenal and made his debut,
Mm-hmm.
which was just a special thing to see. And I think he could end up being our best striking option this season.
Yep.
Because Fulkrug has not looked himself.
How much
And
games has Fulkrug played?
Fulkrug's been here for like a season and a half now.
And then this season, has he performed? Like, has he played?
He had a
or?
good preseason.
Yeah.
Like he looked like he was turning back into the player that we bought him.
Yeah, in
from
the Euros.
Dortmund.
And when he was in the Euros, where he was like,
But now he's just like, he's kind of just flopping around on the ground, hoping to draw a foul. I mean, Callum Wilson,
yep.
who we also have, he's a bit more, he's better in my opinion.
Yep.
Right now, he's scored a goal for us this season.
There you go.
But he's also very injury prone, so you never know. He could just drop out of the squad at any moment.
So you kind of need that to maybe play some more young players, because obviously you have young strikers in your academy. Do you think that they should be getting more game time to
I definitely think Callum Marshall should be getting a fair share of game time.
Mm-hmm.
And I even think like someone from our academy, like Josh Landers, he's been performing fantastic in the academy for us.
Yep.
He scored like a hat trick in 15 minutes the other day.
Wow.
For the academy. So even just like calling him up for an easier game, supposedly, like a Wolves or something, maybe,
or even like a Carabao Cup, or
well, we're out of that one.
Yeah, Man United.
FA Cup maybe.
FA Cup tie. Yeah.
If we get a decent draw in that,
exactly.
Maybe play some of those academy guys.
Yeah.
We have another great baller named Mamadou Conte.
Okay.
In the academy, he's listed as a DM, but he scored like 4 goals this season already.
Okay, so do you think he's more of like a box to box?
So I think he could play more of a box to box. Yeah.
And do you think that's something you need on West Ham? Seeing like you do have Bruno.
We have some younger options now.
Yeah.
Now that we finally signed some people.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we have I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't call him up yet, because we have Freddie Potts.
Yep.
We have George Earthy. We have Bruno.
Yeah.
Not Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno Guimaraes. Oh no, it's not Bruno Guimaraes. Luis Paqueta.
Well,
oh my God, I can't believe I always get them mixed up because there are 2 Brazilian midfielders in the Prem, and I always get them mixed up. I don't know why.
Yeah, we have Paqueta.
You
we
have Luis
Potts,
Paqueta.
We have Earthy.
Yeah.
We have Mateus Fernandez.
Do you think if Declan Rice stayed, like your team would be?
Well, we kind of had to sell him.
Well, I mean, you sold him for like a record transfer, right? So.
Well, yeah, it was like, I think it's the highest ever for a British player.
Highest ever for a British player. It was the highest in the Prem until the Caicedo deal, I'm pretty sure.
I think we sold him for like 120 million.
Yeah, and then the Caicedo deal was 130. Because I remember it was Declan Rice first, and then a week later it was like, nope, that's no longer the highest. Caicedo comes in. Honestly, moving on to Caicedo here, just talking. Caicedo has been absolutely like finding form for Chelsea.
Well, he's got a couple goals already this season.
He scored a beautiful goal the other day.
Which is like, I'm pretty sure he only had one at all for Chelsea previous to this season.
Yeah, last season he wasn't that good.
Well, he was a good DM.
He was a good DM. I mean, obviously,
but he's finding the net a little.
He's finding the net more. He's kind of moved from being a DM to almost a box to box. under Maresca. Yeah, Maresca. He's done very well, and obviously he was kind of a project that was built in the Brighton system, which obviously favors young players, and obviously a lot of young players, they go from there and they move along. But
Was he there under Graham Potter?
yes, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was Graham Potter when Graham Potter was actually like really good. Because obviously it's kind of funny. Like Graham Potter kind of reminds me of Ten Hag a little bit, because he played on where he managed a team that was all young players, and then he moved to a team that was meant for players that weren't young and like the best players in the world, right? The best markets, right? So obviously, Graham Potter, he went to Chelsea, flopped, right? But then Ten Hag, he went from Ajax, who favors young players like Brighton, and he moved to Man United, and of course the rest is kind of history on that one. Not as bad as Amorim, but obviously has been sacked by Man United almost a year now. Almost a year. But obviously, both of those managers, it's like they kind of have a niche set of skills. And in my opinion, their set of skills is kind of playing in systems that value young players and building them up into future stars. Obviously, Ten Hag, he built up De Ligt, Van de Beek. He built up Hakim Ziyech, Hamid Kudus.
Kudus, yeah.
Kudus, and basically
Massive
everyone in the 2019 Champions League run, which obviously ended in the semifinals with the loss to Tottenham Hotspur and the Lucas Moura moment, basically defining Lucas Moura's career. But and then you see Graham Potter on Brighton. Graham Potter, he's brought up Caicedo. What's his name? The Argentinian midfielder for Liverpool.
Enzo Fernandez?
No, not Enzo. That's for Chelsea. The other one. Is it Alexis something? McAllister. Alexis McAllister. So obviously he brought up Alexis McAllister as well in that Brighton system. And then there's plenty others that he's brought up in that Brighton system and have moved on and become really good players for their respective teams. And I just think that that's where he should be managing. That's where a Ten Hag should be managing. He should be managing onto a team that respects young players and actually is the young players are the foundation of the squad, like an Ajax, like a Brighton, where his philosophy is valued on young players, because obviously it's not worked in the big markets.
Team like Chelsea, recently, they've kind of been playing a lot of young players.
Yep. Tyreek George,
Estevao, Cole Palmer's still a fairly young player. Who'd they just buy?
Oh, I mean, João Pedro.
Yeah, did they buy Jamie Bino Gittins?
Yes, I'm pretty sure Bino Gittins is on the team now, yeah.
Like, they have a lot of really talented young players. And Estevao
has been a bright star. He driving force.
Got them a win over Liverpool with a 90+5 goal.
There's been, like, a lot of 90+ wins in the Prem lately. Like, we talked about the Crystal Palace game against Everton, with Everton winning with the Jack Grealish 90th winner, 90-minute winner. But there's been a ton of games where 90-minute winners have happened, and that's one of them with the Chelsea game.
Well, there wasn't a 90-minute winner in the Man U game.
No. Should we talk about the Man U game? Obviously, I'm wearing the kit today, and I am... Actually, one question. Should I wear the full kit next episode?
If you want to, go ahead.
Should I get the shorts involved and the socks involved?
Well, there was rumors before this game.
Yep.
That if they lost, he'd get sacked.
He being Amorim.
But there was also rumors opposite.
Yes.
That said that regardless of what happened, he would keep his job too.
Yes, Ratcliffe was like...
So no one really knows what's going on in the background.
Well, Ratcliffe... I don't know about Ratcliffe. It's kind of funny. So Sir Jim Ratcliffe is the part owner with the Glazer company. So Ineos and the Glazers are part owners of the Manchester United football team. And it's really weird how they run things. So, like, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, he's kind of running all the football-associated stuff, whereas the Glazers have kind of more moved over to the brand, it seems. I don't really know how it works. It's really weird. Like they've gotten all these players and all this stuff, and they've kind of gotten all these people, and they've changed things. Like I'm pretty sure the lunches aren't free anymore. I don't.
I'm pretty sure I saw something today that said that Amarin has to prove over 3 years that he's a good coach or something.
Oh my god. Well, obviously,
we'll see if they survive 3 years under Amarin.
I mean, yeah. Right now, it's kind of looking like in 3 years we'll be in the EFL Championship too. So I don't really know.
I don't think you guys can complain too much right now. You are 10th.
We are 10th, and we did win. This was
is a big increase from last season in 16th.
We won.
So...
We won. Probably, arguably, like in my opinion, the thing is Amarim. The thing I don't like is that his wins and all the wins that he's gotten, every single win that he's gotten,
it's a big victory.
All the wins are either against newly promoted teams or teams of 10 men for most of the game. So obviously we won against Chelsea with 10. Chelsea had 10 men for like literally almost the whole game. Like 5 minutes of the game was played without 10 men. And then we won games like, well, or like a penalty against Burnley, but Burnley, newly promoted team. And then we beat, I think with under Amarim last season, we beat Ipswich. So again, another newly promoted team. So if you look at it, it's not looking good because we're not beating the teams that we should. But then we're also really inconsistent. Look at the game, the Sunderland game that happened on the weekend. Man United won 2-0. And this was the first game I can say, though, that Man United actually dominated the game. First, from the first goal, Mason Mount. Is Mason Mount back? All I'm saying.
We'll see.
Well, next game we're probably going to lose. That's how Man United works. We win one game. I think we're against Liverpool next game. So let's hope it's not another 7-0. But
well,
one
thing I always love about whenever Man U wins is it's always a very big deal when they win in the media.
Well, yeah, look at the media. It's like, oh, it's like all the other teams, it's like, oh, they've won. It's fine. Yeah, they usually win. Man United wins, and then the media is going like, Amarim's the best manager in the world. Man United's system's working. Mason Mount and Shesko are playing really well and all this thing. So I'm just looking at these, and I'm like I like the media attention, but I don't think that it's like a big deal. Like it's a big deal we won, but they never kind of talk about the fashion of how we won. Like for example, the Chelsea game, it was like Man United beat Chelsea. Oh, it's crazy. But Chelsea almost came back in that game with Chalobah scoring, and then they almost came back and scored another one. But the one thing I can take out about this game, media attention aside, media saying, oh yeah, we won the game, is Man United actually has a goalkeeper. And I honestly might start crying right now that Man United actually have a goalkeeper. Now, it's too early to tell. But like every single Man United fan, I'm going to hold extreme amounts of hope for this guy. The guy in question is Sen Lemons. First of all, obviously, I have my own thoughts. What's your thoughts on Sen Lemons' performance?
I'm not too familiar with it, to be honest.
I'm not too familiar with it.
All I know is that Onana is maybe not so bad. And he's performing well in Turkey.
He is performing well in Turkey. But Bayendier, he's had a rough start. But the one thing I can say about both of those goalies is they're just not as good as Sen Lemons. I'm just gonna say that. Sen Lemons is the one thing I like. Hey, he did the simplest things, and I looked at that and I'm like, we actually have a goalkeeper. I didn't know how much goalkeeper deprived our team was until I watched that game. I'm putting him on a very high pedestal right now. And obviously he's only played one game. But in his debut, he got a clean sheet. That's one thing. Clean sheet. Didn't get a goal scored on him. He made key saves. But another thing he did that I actually almost started crying on, he caught the ball. He's the first goalkeeper that I've seen in forever since De Gea actually catch the ball instead of punching it. I don't know what Onana or Bayendier have against the balls that are getting kicked towards them. But they just punch them. They punch them out.
I don't think there's any explaining for it.
No.
Maybe they just don't think quick enough.
Maybe
and they just punch it away instantly.
Maybe they're transferring their anger to the ball.
Anger for playing for Man United.
Anger for playing for Man United. Anger towards the fans that are dissing them day in and day out. Maybe that is all kind of collected, and that's why they're punching the ball. But the one thing, Sen Lemons, It's crazy. So he was at like 10.6K followers. After that game and all the media attention he got, he went up to 500K plus followers on Instagram. That's media attention, though. Because let's be honest, Fabrizio Romano posted it. ESPN FC posted it.
No, not Fabrizio.
Like, all
Don't
of
turn
them.
into the next Lamine Yamal. Posted
Sen
about it
Lemons
every
is going to
day,
be posted by literally everybody.
bro. Hey, maybe.
Well, the one thing I can say is he's gotten a clean sheet. Like, he did really well. He caught the balls that he needed to. And it's, the first game I've seen in a while. The one thing I can say, though, is like we all say, Amarim's job is saved for another day. And I look at that and I'm like, why don't we sack him on a win?
Well, it wouldn't really make much sense.
True. The thing is like, if you think about it, the managers that are like open for talks right now would be Graham Potter and Gareth Southgate.
Big ups Graham Potter at Man U.
Graham Potter at Man U is going to be another moment of Graham Potter at Chelsea, where Graham Potter looked sleep deprived. He looked awful, and he looked like he just did not want to be there by the end. And obviously it makes sense because they were sitting like same as Man United, to be honest, at the bottom of the table, rotting there. Until they got out of that, though. They changed their system around. And they actually know what it means. Like, they actually got the players that need to play, but they got the midfield as well. The one thing I can say about Chelsea is Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo are their two midfielders. And they're playing absolutely insane right now. Look at Man United. Man United does not have the midfield to play and set up the striker. Obviously, Šeško scored in the game, the 2-0 last weekend, which I like. It's his first goal at Old Trafford, but it's also... Well, it's just also a goal for a striker. I mean, we could talk about Højlund. Højlund on the weekend. What's your thoughts about that?
It's like every other Man United player that leaves. They just turn into a world-class player.
It makes me, really...
Happened to Onana, too, in Turkey.
You talked about, just being bitter for Kudus. I like that Højlund's doing well, but could you have done that while you were playing for Man United? Obviously, though, it doesn't go down to the player now. Obviously, all my assumptions on the player being really bad and the player being bad and, not working well. I think it's not more about the player, especially all these players. The players have the skill. It's the system does not value them. And I think it's just something that Man United has a problem with and they need to do something about it because it's obviously not working and players are coming to Man United to kill their form. And that shouldn't be the case. It should be you come to Man United to win things, right? Which is the Man United motto and kind of what Man United has been since Sir Alex Ferguson managed us.
I mean, there's another English team that was struggling a lot at the early season.
Yep.
And they were also calling for their manager to get fired, and that's Aston Villa.
The villains.
The Unai Emery was on the hot seat big time, but now they're on a 4-game winning streak and unbeaten in 7.
Wow.
So, maybe you just gotta let things ride out sometimes.
Yeah, just let things just let things ride out.
And Donyell Malen or something like that.
Donyell Malen.
He's maybe taking Ollie Watkins' starting job as the striker.
Well, he's kind of like a right mid striker, right? He plays on the right mid usually, but he also plays striker. He did well for Dortmund. I remember him on Dortmund mostly. He was a FIFA starter team goat, I should say. He had high pace, and that was what mattered. He had like 90 pace in FIFA 22. And the one thing I can say about that is he's kind of showing his skill and start in a starting role for Aston Villa, and I think he should be because I just don't think that Ollie Watkins is he's all right, but he's not like great in my opinion.
Well, we can talk about another German giant team.
Oh,
Bayern. They're not really climbing the table so much.
No, they're kind of asserting their dominance.
Summiting the table at the top consistently. So,
and I mean, you could argue that it's a farmers league and all that stuff, but you talk about the individual players, and these players are playing so good. Obviously, we talked about Kane, maybe another golden boot, 11 goals in the Bundesliga, but we should talk about Luis Diaz against Frankfurt this weekend.
I mean, he's also been incredible for them this season.
Yeah. Did he go on a permanent move? to
Yeah, they bought
Bayern?
him for 55 million, I
Wow.
think, from Liverpool.
That was a good deal.
I don't know why Liverpool was so eager to move on from
I guess they
Luis
just
Diaz. He was playing well.
he was
at
playing well, and he
Liverpool.
was well. If you think about the players that they have, they kind of just like got a lot of strikers for some odd reason. Like I don't think about Liverpool that I don't get is they got a ton of strikers, but yet those strikers aren't performing. Like I mean, Ekatike is performing pretty well. Isak not really, and the players that are working really well are the players that they bought in previous seasons. So that's Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo is playing insane for them. But if you talk about that, previous season player would be Luis Diaz. And Luis Diaz moved from Liverpool. He moved to Bayern Munich, obviously a team with a big market, team that's playing in the Champions League. But he's been well. He has 5 goals and 4 assists. He's top 5 in both categories for goals and assists in the Bundesliga, which is exactly what you need for a winger, right?
I mean, you want that good split from a winger, maybe even more assists than goals typically.
Typically, yes.
Feed your striker.
You want to feed the striker, cross it in, and I mean, look who he's crossing into. Like,
I always found it hilarious of how they ended up with their manager there.
Vincent
Vincent
Kompany.
Kompany.
I don't like Vincent Kompany that much.
He
of course,
managed Burnley
because
got
he's
them
a Man City
promoted.
player.
Then Burnley finished dead last in the Premier League,
Yeah,
and that earned him a move to be the new head coach.
and
of
everyone
Bayern
was
Munich.
like, "What? Why would you do that?" And
Like,
honestly,
I
he's
mean,
proved that he's done well.
It's working out very well for him.
It's working out phenomenally well. Let's just say that. I mean, obviously, though, it's Bayern Munich. Like, you can't really go wrong playing in Bayern Munich. Like, I don't know the last time a team has won, but
It's been a little bit.
it's been.
Well,
I mean,
no,
it was
wasn't last
Leverkusen.
season,
It was
last-
Leverkusen 2 seasons ago when they went undefeated.
But that's like so difficult to see it happen ever again. Really.
Yeah, I don't think that you're gonna see it again. Like, I really don't. Or in a while, because Bayern Munich is looking really good, but they're looking really good in the future too. Obviously, they have Elise, they have Luis Diaz now, and they have Harry Kane. But Harry Kane's not gonna be there for long. But
Well, you never know.
they're like, or yeah, you never know. I don't know how old he is. 32.
30 something.
He's 30 something. So obviously he might be like longevity, like a Ronaldo going till he's 40 years of age. You never know. Maybe he's going to become the leading goal scorer of all time. No, I'm just kidding. Ronaldo's almost at 1,000 goals.
He'd have to score a lot more, really quick.
Well, with Cristiano Ronaldo, I can't wait until he's at like 998 goals. And there's just like, to get those last 2, it's like friggin', he's just going to go and shoot from anywhere. And I don't think the teammates are going to be mad at that because they're like, he's going to get in football history. I mean, he's already the most goals ever. Now, accompany that by getting over 1,000 goals, which is unheard of. It's never been it never happened before. So imagine just the shot attempts he's going to do. Because obviously he does shot attempts when he needs a goal anyway. You saw that in the Euros where he wanted to score in the Euros and all that stuff. Obviously didn't work out for him that well. But he is insane. I just think, I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo obviously is one of the best players of all time. But I just think, you know, those goal attempts that he's going to do when he's at 998, 999 are just going to be insane. Because obviously he's not going to want to score with a penalty.
Well, what happens if he gets a penalty?
He just
And he's
won't
at
take it.
999 goals.
He either won't take it or he'll tell his players, I'm going to sky this. And he's going to get into a top 10 respect moments of all time.
Well, he'd probably give it to like João Felix or something.
Yeah, he would probably give it to one of his
or
teammates.
Jean Duran.
Jean Duran. Speaking of Jean Duran,
I don't know
Aston-
what is he up to
I don't know.
in Germany? Not Germany.
Why did he
Turkey.
move to the Saudi League? I guess money?
He went to the Saudi league and then immediately got loaned out to Fenerbahce.
I don't know about him. He was really good in the MLS. Then he went to the Villains, so Aston Villa, and he was playing really good for Aston Villa too. But I just don't know. Like, he's just not. Like,
Well,
he
he
scored
was-
some insane goals for Villa
He
last
was
season.
supposed to be a West Ham player.
Oh,
He went on Instagram Live and did the hammer sign, and then we wouldn't pay the 50 million that they wanted for him.
That's funny.
So maybe we should have, because he's a very
Well,
good
he's a
striker.
good striker. You should have. He was promising being a good striker. Obviously, not getting first team minutes for Aston Villa. He could have been a hammer.
And we can thank Graham Potter for that one.
The GOAT.
Graham Potter is.
Do you think Graham Potter is going to be managing a team this season, or do you think it's going to be a while until he gets signed by another team?
Maybe he'll go manage a championship team or something.
Or manage Man United? Oh God, I hope not.
Maybe he'll end up in a different league.
Maybe.
Maybe that's what he needs.
You know, speaking about
He
the
needs
Prem.
to go abroad.
Speaking about the Prem, though, Voltemata, the striker, German giant for Newcastle United, scored a beauty pen in the 84th minute. Absolutely beautiful. Slotted it right into the front of the net, or right into the top corner. And just absolute, like, he's actually the first striker since Alan Shearer to score 2 goals in 2 home matches, 2 of his first home games. So that's a pretty cool stat to see. Obviously, Alan Shearer is Newcastle's #1 striker of all time. And the guy that for Newcastle fans cannot be named, Isak, is maybe second for his influence on the team, obviously, getting them to Champions League football.
Well, there's lots of...
And, of course, the Carabao Cup win.
There's lots of interesting races in the tables
Yes.
across Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Where, in France, Marseille's in second in
Yep.
there with 15 points, only 1 point behind PSG.
Yep.
Betis is in 4th
Wow.
in La Liga. They haven't lost in 6 with 4 wins in that span. Villarreal is in 3rd,
Wow.
which, maybe they can continue that challenge for Europe.
Yeah.
You can go look at newly promoted team in Hamburger.
Hamburg.
They won 4-0.
Wow.
Got their second win after a long awaited return.
Yeah.
And they're up into 9th in the table there now.
Wow.
And then we can, there's lots of big teams up in the table around Italy.
Yep.
Newly promoted team Sassuolo.
Mm-hmm.
They're up in 9th
Wow.
on that season so far.
Where did they place last season? Did they just get newly promoted?
They
or?
just got promoted, yeah.
Okay. So they were top 2?
I think they probably won the league last year.
They're a good team. I remember didn't they used to have like Raspadori on their team? Or
yeah. I can't remember.
maybe
where he
I can't
went.
remember either.
I feel like they had Berardi too.
Mm.
Now they have Ismail Kone.
Ismail Kone, the Canadian.
Roma, who, have had a couple rough seasons.
Yeah.
Bounced around managers.
Yeah, Mourinho, of course, was one of them.
Now they're up into 2nd in the table.
Doing
They're-
pretty well
They're only not first based on goal difference.
because of Rasmus Højlund's influence on Napoli.
There's lots of big teams that are doing well in their leagues too.
Yep.
That you would expect, like a PSG to be first.
But one thing that was crazy is Barcelona lost 4-1 against Sevilla.
Well, they're still second in the table.
They're still second in the table, but they dropped points, valuable points, because look at Real Madrid this season. Mbappe is back. He is absolutely insane this season. Talk about World Cup Mbappe. He has 9 goals and 2 assists in La Liga for Real Madrid this season. Of course, Real Madrid is top of the league with 21 points. And Barca dropped points. So did Atletico Madrid, which they tied their last game. And
Well,
that's just crazy.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle is not munching up the pizza.
No.
He is munching up the goals this season.
Ooh, well said.
And, he's just scoring goal after goal after goal. Maybe most of them are from the penalty spot.
Mm-hmm.
A fair share.
Pen Bappe, you
Over
can call
half,
him?
I believe, are from the
Should we
penalty
call
spot,
him World
but,
Cup Pen Bappe?
A goal's a goal.
True, and
He
it's
definitely put the effort in to earn the penalty.
hey, the goal itself, right, still counts to the Golden Boot race, which he is 3rd in right now. And Erling Haaland, in an interview when he was talking, they said, you're against Kane right now in in a kind of golden boot race. Do you think you can still win it? And Haaland says, don't forget about Mbappe. He's playing insane this season. And Mbappe is really playing insane, like we've talked about before. Obviously, he scored 3 goals one game. Like, he's playing really good.
Well, to me, it's always kind of surprising that neither Mbappe or Haaland have won a Ballon d'Or.
Arguably,
when they're considered, like the 2 best players
let's be
of
honest,
the current generation.
Haaland, 2022, his first season with Man City when they won the treble is scary. He was scary that year. Obviously he got the golden boot. So he was number 1. And he also got the treble. And arguably should have won that year's Ballon d'Or. All I'm saying.
Well, I mean, just to be considered so highly as, like 2 of the best players of the current generation. And to neither one have a Ballon d'Or to their name is
it's nuts.
It's hard to believe. Honestly.
Mbappe could be in the race, though. Like I said, we said it earlier in other podcast episodes, the Champions League and the World Cup has an extremely high standing when it comes to picking that year's Ballon d'Or. Look at it. Like, Messi, 2022, arguably won it because he won the World Cup. Let's be honest, right? And he carried his team. Mbappe got a hat-trick in that year's Ballon d'Or, or that year's World Cup, and didn't get it. But look at Dembele. Won the Champions League. He got it. So I think, it is crazy how 2 arguably the best players in this generation have never won a Ballon d'Or.
I mean, hopefully they do win one eventually. And,
hopefully.
Hopefully before Lamine Yamal.
I hope too, because Lamine Yamal, yes, has such a high standing because he's so young. But I just think Mbappe and Haaland deserve one before Lamine Yamal does. Depending if Lamine Yamal has an absolute insane season. Obviously, he's been out in injury for reasons that I will not explain. But he's just like, I don't know. I think that Haaland and Mbappe deserve it.
Well, I think, Lamine Yamal grew up watching Mbappe.
Yeah.
Technically. Which is just crazy to think about.
Well, it's crazy because Mbappe is not that old. Mbappe is 27 years of age.
He's grown up very quickly, it seems.
It seems like he's grown up very quickly. Yeah. I remember teenage kicks in the World Cup of 2018, and now he's coming in and playing and arguably being one of the best players in the world right now. And he's 27 years of age. But he hasn't done the things that Messi nor Ronaldo have. But you can't compare them to those players because Messi and Ronaldo are arguably the best players of all time. And I think a lot of people try to compare Mbappe, they try to compare Haaland to these players. I just don't think that's true.
They played technically in the same generation.
Yep.
But, I feel like recently defenders maybe are a little better than they were back in the day.
Yep.
And maybe attackers are just getting a little bit better too. So it's kind of like still a fair, even thing. But the average defender, I think, is better than the average attacker now.
Yep.
So where maybe there's less opportunity for those craziest seasons like Messi had back in
92 goal season has never been done before.
And
absolutely crazy.
I don't think anyone's ever going to get close again. Maybe Harry Kane this year.
Maybe. I don't know.
Get close.
I don't know, comparatively, how much goals Messi had in between.
How many games did he play in that season?
I don't know.
You have to have played a lot.
He had more goals than games, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, when you have that many goals.
92 is it's almost 100 goals in one season is absolutely insane.
I don't even know how that's possible.
No. I don't think any player is gonna actually beat that. You would have to be you would have to be the new Messi or the new Ronaldo to actually beat that. I don't think now, with the goalies being better, in my opinion, the defenders being insane. Obviously the defenders back then were really good too. Look at the players he was facing against, Sergio Ramos prime, seriously. Sergio Ramos prime, Godin on Atletico Madrid. These are really good players. And obviously a really good Madrid team too. and he scored 92. Ballon d'Or level. Well, he got the Ballon d'Or that year, of course. And in my opinion, that makes sense. That's warranted. Going back to the Newcastle game. Did you know Scholes said that Sandro Tonali is the best midfielder in the Prem?
I don't even think he's the best midfielder on his team.
I don't think so either. I think Bruno Guimaraes is better. Like, I just think he's better. And I don't know. He said that he's better than Declan Rice because Declan Rice is too flashy. What's your thoughts on that?
Declan Rice is better.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Declan Rice is considered a flashy player by anybody.
No.
I think he's a very solid midfielder who plays his role well. I don't think you don't see him pulling out any tiki-taka moves.
No.
I don't know where the narrative of him being flashy became.
Me neither.
Thing.
I don't know.
Maybe he's referring to those free kick goals. Those are too
Maybe.
flashy for a midfielder.
I don't know.
You just want your midfielder to just stand there in the middle of the field, I guess.
Yeah. All right. I think we've got most of our points talked about today, so I'm going to stop it early